Just like all the rest of my videos, this will void any kind of warranties you have on your phone. This whole process is pretty similar to a battery replacement, with a few small added steps for the LED after the battery comes out. I'll start by removing the 2 proprietary pentalobe screws on the bottom of the phone. I'll include a toolkit in the video description for those of you who might want to attempt this project. Once those are out, I'll use my metal pry tool to slip between the plastic edge of the screen and the metal frame of the phone. A suction cup does help a little while trying to get leverage on the screen. It's important to notice that the screen folds open like a book, and all the important and fragile ribbon cables are along that right side of the phone. So I'm keeping my metal pry tool from going too deep inside the device along that edge. I don't want to slice through those ribbons. Definitely do not put any stress on those screen ribbons during the opening of this phone. They do break easy. Now we grab the extremely uncommon Y000 bit. Apple does try to make repairing their phones as difficult as possible for the average person. Luckily, toolkits with the correct bits are inexpensive. There are 4 different sized Y000 screws, so keep them organized as you set them to the side. After removing the metal plate, I'll unsnap the battery connector from the phone using a plastic pry tool, and then make my way down to the bottom of the battery to remove the magic pull tabs. These pull tabs are extremely fragile, but if removed successfully, the battery removal is super easy. Some repair guys remove the Taptec vibration motor to get a better angle at the pull tabs, and that might be a good idea since one of my tabs broke and I had to commence the pry of shame. With the battery finally out of the phone, we get our first look at the back of the Apple logo on the iPhone 7. This needs to come out. And don't do what I'm about to do. Watch closely. My pry tool slips, directly stabbing the power button ribbon cable. I didn't notice at the time, but this one tiny mistake ruined my power button, and it no longer functions. I'll show you what I mean after I reassemble the phone. My razor blade did a little better job of grabbing under that metal iPhone logo and peeling it up. It is watertight and pretty secure onto the back of the phone. This is a good time to mention that your new logo will not be watertight, nor will your phone be water resistant after you open it up. So you win some and you lose some. Here's the new LED logo. I'll link these in the video description. They aren't that expensive. It's touch sensitive, so it will display a different flash pattern when you touch it with your finger after it's connected. I'll peel off the clear adhesive protector and then drop it down into the frame of the phone. It fits very securely and it's flush with the back surface of the phone. Even though it's not watertight, it will still keep dust and dirt from getting inside your device. I'm still being careful with the screen and not putting any pressure on those display ribbons since they're still connected to the phone. Now the LED gets set on top of the white Apple logo plastic. This gets folded along that white line so that all the circuits get placed between the battery and the main board and not crushed underneath the battery. Then the part that rests over the battery connector gets tucked onto the connector itself. I found it easiest to place the new LED connector over the battery side of the plug first, and then plug it into the motherboard of the phone. Since the screen doesn't need to be on for this logo to start working, it might light up at this point. It is LED, so the extra power depletion is minimal on the battery. I'll add some extra adhesive strips below the battery to keep it from rattling around inside the phone, and then I'll plug the battery into the phone. It would normally click in like a Lego, but with the extra material between it and the plug, the connection is not as connecty. It should stay in place though. There is one little extra square of black foam included with the packaging, and this goes on top of the metal battery plug to keep it secure once the metal plate is screwed back on. This is the point where I realized I destroyed my power button ribbon, and that my power button no longer functioned. The phone will still turn on when it's plugged into a wall. It's just super annoying. Luckily the part I damaged only a few dollars though, so it's not too big of a deal. I got my 4 screws and metal plate screwed back onto the phone, as well as folded the screen back over, just like closing a book. Before it can clamp tight again, the top clips need to be tucked up into place along the top edge of the frame of the phone, and then the rest of the screen can be gently pressed down along the edges. Don't forget those bottom 2 screws. The LED logo is functioning like a champ. It is capacitive and recognizes my finger touches. Personally, I wish it would just glow. I don't need the extra flashiness, but to each their own. The whole process took me about 20 minutes to complete, and if you've never opened up an iPhone before, I would highly recommend you do not attempt this. I'm pretty experienced and I still managed to break stuff during the process. But like always, you get to make your own decisions, and I'll include the LED logo link in the video description. I think there are multiple color variations. Just don't let your mom get me in trouble when you break your phone. Hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed watching this video, even if you're never actually going to try it yourself. And hit that thumbs up to help me feel better about breaking my own power button. Would you ever attempt this project, or do you prefer the original logo? Do you think Apple should start including this on all their phones? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks a ton for watching, and I'll see you around.